As human beings, we love watching people fight. Seeing two men or women go toe to toe to see who's the stronger, faster, and smarter warrior. It's an age-old concept that's managed to transcend the boundaries of space and time. In the Titanfall 2 universe, I can't say whether or not boxing is still a thing, but I know for a fact the Coliseum is. The rules are simple. Two pilots square off in 3 rounds of intense combat. They have enhanced jump kits, a fixed loadout containing frag grenades, an EPG-1 grenade launcher, a charge rifle, and finally, the phase shift tactical ability. Today, we're going to watch 3 battles in the Coliseum. Let's get this started. Here we go. Being perfectly honest, I think that music may have been just a little bit over the top, but I gotta tell you, some gladiatorial shit is about to go down, so maybe it will prove to be fitting after all. So the first match is getting ready to begin. The servers are loading up. We've got 3 seconds left on the clock, and here we go. The action has begun. Starting off with a cheeky little shot with the EPG, then activating phase shift right away, using the defensive cooldowns early. That may be a good strategy, might not be, because later in the fight, I'm not going to be able to just dip out of there when the shit inevitably hits the fan. Now, because this is the first round, both players are getting a feel for how the other operates. I'm actually landing some decent area of effect damage, but I'm not getting any big direct hits that will just win me the round. My phase shift is ready, but I'm going to activate it immediately, trying to give myself whatever advantages I can. I'm right up in the grill of my opponent, then I'm going to land a direct hit to win the first round. Now, in all honesty, that could have gone either way because we saw a nice flying jump kick going out there, but it came up just a few meters too short, so that is unfortunate for our opponent. But come on, you guys got to be rooting for Team iBluairJgR. So here we go. Round number 2 is beginning. Seeing an EPG round zooming past the screen twice. That is very dangerous. And a frag grenade was right on our tail, but we did actually get hit by an EPG round to finish it off. This one was a lot quicker than the first round. So the score is now 1-1. Let's see if we can make some things happen with round number 3. All right, there's not much time in between rounds to really shake it out and sort of reevaluate your strategy. You got to get right back into the action. Another frag grenade is going to come out, but I do have phase shift available to me, so I'm going to activate that. And my goodness, that was a direct hit with the EPG-1 in midair. That is a very difficult maneuver to land, but look at that. You see that twitch, that little twitch moment where you decide if this is the right time to pull the trigger, and in that situation, it definitely was. Here we go. Round number 4 is about to kick off. If I win this round, the match is over and I walk away with the victory, but if my opponent wins the round, he could spiral out of control. Got a nice bit of area of effect damage with the EPG-1 there. We both went into the phase. I'm coming out of the phase, ready for some action, and my opponent is ready for the action as well. Using my second and final charge of phase shift, running on that wall, trying to get up some speed, and then I'm going to come off the wall and charge straight forward, landing some big damage, and then a direct hit in the back to finish it off. Whew. That was intense. That could have gone either way. That was an intense matchup. So let's move on to match number 2. Boom, baby, boom, baby, boom. The cool thing about the Coliseum is that you get this really intimate combat between 2 players, and you get to really test out the skills and see who's better. You know, you play little mind games with your phase shift, you cook grenades, sometimes you use the charge rifle. It's really amazing stuff. It's almost more exciting than a regular match of attrition. Even though there's technically less going on, it's less chaotic, there's still just so much energy involved in every Coliseum match. So here we go, using that phase shift right away again. Apparently that is my style of play. Trying to get a nice lead shot with the EPG, but it's not going to work. Then I'm going to activate phase shift once again, blowing both of my charges very early, landed a nice bit of area of effect damage, but once again I have no defenses. Now that I'm taking some big damage, there's nothing that I can really do to avoid it. Cooking up a grenade, I am going to lead this. Whoa, can't even talk about cooking grenades. Trying to land that grenade on my opponent when he comes out of the phase, but I threw it too far, but then he came too close to me and I kicked him straight into the sky. So, you know, that just goes to show you that you got to pay attention to everything when you're playing the Coliseum. It's not just the ranged attacks. If you get too close to your opponent, they're going to knock you out with their feet or their hands. And here we go. Round's over before it even got started. That was just unfortunate right there. My opponent got a little bit too close, directly underneath my EPG, and then straight up eliminated him. I believe we call that in the business. The technical term for a maneuver like that is a dookie blast. So round number 3 is about to kick off. This is always an intense moment where you're thinking to yourself, I want to go perfect. I want to get a perfect score. I don't want to risk losing this round, so I'm going to try my hardest to win. But in trying so hard to win, you start to get tense. You start to get a little nervous. Is that going to affect me? My opponent going to go into the phase. I do have 1 phase charge remaining for myself. Going in close. Might have gone for another kick, but that is not going to happen. I'm going to get dookie blasted in much the same way that I dookie blasted my opponent in the previous round. So at this point, the butterflies are gone. I don't have to worry about going perfect anymore. I just have to worry about getting that 1 more win. Round number 4 is about to begin. Here we go. Going for the aggressive maneuver, shooting off an EPG round, then going straight into the phase, trying to get that quick twitch maneuver once again, blowing both of my phase charges early. I still haven't decided whether or not that is a good maneuver or just a risky play. And there we go, getting kicked right in the face. I got too close for comfort. My opponent said, "Get the fuck out my face with that nonsense. Ain't nobody got time for this." So now the score is 2-2. Whoever wins this round is going to take the victory and all of the prizes. In other words, the advocate gift. So here we go. Looks like I'm switching over to the charge rifle, trying to change up my strategy just a little bit, but the charge rifle is a very difficult weapon to handle, and we're already starting to see that I'm not very good with it. This is definitely looking like a mistake, and yes, it was. I am going to go down. Just the switching weapons, it could have thrown off my opponent if I was a little bit better with it. So unfortunately, we are going to take the L for this one. Hakuna Matata, it means no worries. You got to focus on the positives, not the negatives when you're going into the Coliseum. If you're dwelling too much on the previous loss, then you're not going to be able to fight at your maximum potential. So let's get into this. We're going to erase the last defeat and only focus on the here and the now. And the now is match number 3, and it is about to begin in 3 seconds. The clock is counting down. Here we go. It looks like my opponent may have been on the phone or something, but getting a little bit of sportsmanlike conduct. And here we go. He's sending off an EPG round. He goes from 0 to 100 very quickly. It's a good thing I have my phase shift charges available to me. I almost landed a direct hit there. Almost got the dookie blast maneuver again, but now my opponent has used both of their phase shift charges, so he's going to go down to the splash damage of the EPG. So we're off to a bit of an unconventional start, but there are no rules in the Coliseum. If you queue up for this thing, you can't be on the phone. You got to be ready for action. Unless you have a Bluetooth, some sort of hands-free device, then you can multitask a little bit better. But I like to keep all of my focus on the task at hand. And it looks like he was trying to fake me out a little bit. I think he was there the whole time. He just wanted me to think that he was AFK or something like that. So I'm going to go into the phase, try and regroup a little bit, and he's going to go into the phase as well. No doubt trying to do the same thing, doing a quick turnaround, landed a nice shot there. But now we are halfway across the map from each other, and we are trying to get those long-range EPG shots, but the projectile is very slow, so you have to lead your bullets, or your grenades rather, considerably well if you want to land a direct hit from such a great distance. And there we go, landing a big hit right in the face. So we are at that point again where it's 2-0, so I want to get that perfect score. I want to make it a one-and-done thing, or rather a three-and-done thing, so I don't have to worry about making any more mistakes. So let's see if I can pull it off a little bit better this time. Round number 3 is beginning. Looks like I'm turning around, going straight for the wall. My opponent, though, has switched over to the charge rifle. It's very difficult to use that thing, but it only requires 2 shots to get a kill, and I've already taken 1 shot, so I'm activating both of my phase shift charges. And looks like something interesting happened there. We're going to have to watch the replay. My opponent goes into the phase shift, and looks like when he came out of it, some sort of phase goop got stuck on me, and it fried my circuitry. I'm not really going to question that one too much. Round 4 is about to begin. Let's see if this one plays out any differently. Looks like I'm going for a slightly different play, but that play is not going to be good. I was definitely not moving quickly enough to avoid those EPG rounds. I was probably trying to be a little bit cheeky, but that cheekiness is going to come back to punish me. You know, this is what happens when you drop your guard. You know, you're boxing and you let your hands hang down, you're putting your head out, you're saying, come on, hit me, you're gonna get hit. That's what happens. So the final round is about to begin. Whoever wins this one is gonna walk away with the Advocate gift, and both of us definitely want that. We are very far apart at the moment. This would be a good opportunity for the charge rifle, but neither of us appear to be switching weapons at this time. Just sticking with that EPG, the tried and true weapon of the Coliseum. I've used both of my phase shift charges, so I'm definitely vulnerable at this point. My opponent is running around the outer dome, picking up some serious speed, and he's going to land a nice shot on me, but I am going to have my phase shift charge available to me to regroup, getting a nice bit of area of effect damage, 1, 2, but I'm not going to be able to get the third, and then I'm going to finish it off with a kick to the face. That could have gone either way. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a dookie blast, but we decided to go for a little kung fu action right there. Wow. And we are all done for the day. That was really exciting. The Coliseum is a very cool game mode in Titanfall 2. If you've never played it before, you should definitely check it out. As always, the name of the game is Titanfall 2. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.